Hey guys, here's another totally off the cuff idea what to do with the websites to make like 2,000 to 25,000 just really quick business plans. Let me just show you what I mean. So I created a business plan, turned into a web page. It's an opener. It's enough to introduce the idea. And I just chose something for the topic, an Italian restaurant in Bangor, Maine. And I decided it's going to be upscale, it's going to serve gourmet, it's going to be a neat mix of interesting dishes, it's going to be authentic, ambience. So I just came up with it. And by the way, of course, it's just kind of fun to be able to say, I wonder if we can do it in German. But the reality check is, you're able to do stuff like this, copy it and send it to a translator, someone who just proofreads it, or even run it through a reverse Google Translate check. But the amount of effort it took to create this was minutes, okay? So we're going to do one in a minute. I just want to show you though. Once I created the overview, think about it this way. It gave me automatically an executive summary, company description, mission statement, market analysis, marketing plan, competitive landscape, management team, and financial plan. And as much as I'm not going to read through it, believe me, it reads quite well. Okay, so if I send it to somebody who's actually looking to open an Italian restaurant in Bangor, Maine, but they didn't want to hand type all this out, nobody does, right? Who wants to hand type all this out? Who wants to think about it all? No one. That's why they pay other guys to write it. Be the guy, because it takes minutes. This right here is probably worth at least $500 if you wrote it on their behalf and you just kind of like went through it just enough to see if it kind of is reasonable. Bangor's located in the mid-coast, Maine. It has a population of over 3,000. Double check that, right? It's pretty much accurate. I happen to know because I did check it. It's home to many large employers as well as a large student population. Do the presence of the University of Maine? Yeah, just make sure it reads well. Okay. Now, having said that, let's take a closer look. We're going to step inside here because once I was done with that, which took me about a minute and a half to create, then I decided to create more articles. Basically, I said, expound on this. Give me more detail. And then give me more detail about that. Give me more detail about that. Give me more detail about that. So I can write more details. I can use the extra details to form into this, to expand it, or I can have them act like separate web pages so that you can just focus on each one at a time. Okay? You could turn these into PDFs or something. Anyway, take a look at this, right? The executive summary wound up being this long. Okay? Again, minute and a half. We're going to do one together here at the end of this. And then the business objectives. It gave me 7. I think I asked for 7. And it gave me 7 really, really good ones. And then market overview, target market, market needs analysis, competitive analysis, and conclusion. It thought all that up on its own when I asked it to give me details about a market overview. It wrote it all. It came up with the sections, and it does it incredibly well. Okay, minute and a half. Each of these, actually, these are so short, they take like a minute each. So if you think I did like 5 or 8 of these 7 of these sections, you're talking like 10 minutes to write all of it, okay? Market research and analysis, and it gave me the breakdown, the location, target customers, competition analysis, marketing strategies, the name, key elements to consider when doing everything. Then what? Then we said competitive analysis. And so it actually brings up 3 Italian restaurants that are there, and it tells us about them. It tells us who's more fast food, who does more traditional cuisine, who has the ambience, but it's not particularly authentic. Now I should go and kind of double check these, right? I can go look these up, Google Maps or whatever, and I can take a look at the images. I can figure it out in a hurry. I can look at the menu. I can read their descriptions, make sure this is on track. If not, I'll create another page where I have it write a better competitive analysis. I'll tell it, write a competitor analysis about this company which does this and that, but not this and that, and it'll do it. Then I'll say, write another one for the next company, another one for the next company. It's just a few minutes each, right? Basically, it's just a few minutes each. It doesn't take any time. So let me show you how this works. It's like this. Write a detailed financial plan for : opening an Italian restaurant in Bangor, Maine. Okay. And we're going to put some keywords in here. Downtown, gourmet, authentic cuisine, ambience, and the name of this company, Bella Napoli. For opening an Italian restaurant called Bella Napoli in Bangor, Maine. I could do it up here if I want, or down here. Okay, and that is totally awesome, isn't it? So I could get rid of it from here because I'm just showing you it doesn't really matter. As long as you get the information in, then it's probably going to be fine either way. I'm going to give it room to write, plenty of creativity, just see what it comes up with. Can you believe it? Do I need to be an expert to write a detailed financial plan? No, I just need to disclaim to the owners when I send it to them that they need to double check with their own financial guys. I mean, I can write the breakdown, I can lay it out, I can get most of the words on the page for them so that it's easier for them to edit. But they're the ones who are going to know best what their funding requirements are, or they're going to check with the financial guy, make sure the numbers are right. But take a look at this, how good this is, right? Let me even expand upon this. I want to make this really, really clear, okay? See if I can kind of like squeeze, well, here we go. Opening an Italian restaurant called Bella Napoli in Bangor, Maine, right? Business plan. Bella Napoli is an Italian restaurant located in downtown Bangor, Maine. Our mission is to bring a taste of Italy with traditional and gourmet Italian cuisine, served with an authentic Italian ambience. We are dedicated to bringing an unparalleled Italian dining experience to the people of Bangor. Now, let's just kind of like skim through it. I mean, I'm not really going to read it all. Funding. Check this out. Secure a combination of debt and equity funding, to cover startup costs and operations for the first 2 years. You know what? I find it so hard to tear away because every sentence is great. It makes sense. It's important. I love seeing what I'm seeing here. It's so clear. Okay? Look at that. The remaining $50K will be held in reserve for working capital. I mean, the people get to look like they thought this through. Well, whether they did or not, this will tell them, oh, heck, we should make sure about doing that, right? Operating and capital expenditures. This is what it's going to be like. Our operating expenses is going to be a combination of payroll, ingredients, overhead, and marketing. Okay? Capital expenses is going to be like equipment and renovations. Total startup costs and expenditures about $800K. Yeah, just go through and do the math and make sure everything lines up right. Revenue projections, right? Here's what we think we'll make in terms of revenue. Our profitability. We expect to be profitable within the first year of operation with total profits of $600K in year 1 and $900K in year 2. Again, somebody can adjust these numbers. Cash flow. Bella Napoli forecasts its cash flow will remain positive over the first 2 years of operation. Exit strategy. We plan to exit the business within the first 5 years of operations. Our goal is to be acquired by a larger restaurant group or franchise. So, all I'm going to say to that is this. Reset the zooming. And then what? Then I just saved the content and I've got a new article. And what I can do is assign that new article to a web page. I just go set it up and assign it, right? And that means now it's a web page, okay? That I can either make visible in the top menu or not and just send the pages to the guys and say, what do you think of the financial summary? Is that good for you? And then you could turn it into whatever you would really professionally turn it into for them, like a PDF. But your website, you can have sample business plans. You can have templates. You can set up, you can offer that people join you for however much per month so that they have access to these things on their own. So other guys can actually, ask you to create on their behalf, which they're going to sell to other people. Who knows? It's whatever you want to do. Anyway, these websites are a little over $1 a day, okay? The way we have this set up. So how do you get your hands on a website that allows you to do this kind of thing with ease? Website-installer.com. Any website, any category, okay? And no, we don't have a business plan category, but it doesn't really matter because all the templates are outfitted with the exact same power. So you decide what looks best for your idea. And then ask us, when you get set up, you set your contents up, you set up your wording, which is easy to do with our sites because our sites, the way I automatically wrote that, 99% of every one of these websites does this kind of automatic writing. You just need to tell it what you want, and it'll fill in all the blanks for you, and then you can just go through and edit it, which is 50 times faster than trying to write it on your own. Okay, so choose something that looks generally right for the idea you have in mind, and then go through and get your content done. And once you have it done, use the customer support feature inside here, right there, to ask us to change the images out and change the color scheme out. If you want a different color scheme, you can suggest it. You know, I want this kind of coloring for the background and the darker colors and this kind of coloring for the up front. If you want, you can do that. Reality check is you can do all this stuff anyway because you have access to the admin panel. You can come in here and change your theme, style, and typography. You can literally set any font, any color, any size of the font, bolding and stuff for every single section of the website, whether you flip the section on or off. It's very simple. All I'm saying is if you get lost in here or if you need help with anything, that's what they're for. They don't write your contents. That's for you to do. But they can help you add any script to any of the pages or all of them. If you get a script and you're not sure how to add it to all of them, okay? Normally you would do what? You go here to global settings, then general settings, and you will put your script into either the meta tags for the top of the page, the header, or script code at page bottom if it's supposed to be down here in the body, right? And then when you just simply save that page, then guess what? It totally updates every one of your pages on your site with that new script. Everything's easy, but all I'm saying is never let yourself get stuck. If you find something hard to do, ask them. They won't go search for YouTube videos for you if you want how-to YouTube videos that are produced by other guys outside of your competitive range, but it'll add to the value of your site. Great. Grab the videos, create the page, put the video in there, and if it looks all wrong, say, hey, can you fix this video on this page? They'll just do it, okay? So yeah, you're never going to be stuck. Really awesome. All right.